said, I'm removing this, you have to sacrifice, you have to suffer, where are you investing it?
It's talking about subsidy.
It has to be clear, it has to be verifiable, it has to be visible. People have to see it, they have to feel it.
Yeah.
Right. Let me move away slightly from the economy, because you have suggested that President Tinubu's political decisions and counter decisions are both a cause for concern and a potential threat to Nigeria's democracy. Broadly, tell us more.
Well, I've said it and I maintain, Charles, there's no democracy in Nigeria today. Nigeria today is not a democratic country.
I agree.
Let's stop telling ourselves lies. If you look at all the tenets, look at all the yardstick of measuring democracy, it doesn't exist here. Simple definition, democracy is government of the people.
By the people.
By the people,
And for
the people. Today, the government we have is not of the people. It's not by the people because the people didn't vote. It wasn't their votes. I'm not just talking about presidency. Across the line.
Yeah.
Look at what happened in Edo. Can you call that democracy?
Not at all.
It's not vote of the people. And it's not for the people. I just told you that I went to an IDP camp where there were thousands of people, no primary health care. They were begging me to have one nurse, which I said I must make sure. I mean, they don't even have primary school, which again I told them I will make sure it happens. So what are you doing for a country that just spent 21 billion naira to renovate a house for the vice president, which is not, hasn't packed in, is not living there, and you cannot even have a primary school for kids who are going to be leaders of Nigeria tomorrow.
So when we talk about these things, people within the age of 30 downwards might not really understand it. Yeah, the reason is because they were not here during military government. Even me, when I talk, I not really witnessed the military. I was born under military government, but how old was I? I was still a child when democracy came to play. So we cannot really understand the difference. People who don't experience military and who experience democracy now understand the complaint that they are complaining. This thing we are doing in Nigeria today is not democracy. Democracy has a lot of advantage that they are gradually taking away from us. If you follow American system of government, the way governors challenge Donald Trump in America, if you challenge Nigerian president like that, they go suspend the governor. This is no longer democracy. Explain to me where we saw 21 billion to renovate vice president's house and we don't have a primary school for thousands of people in IDPs. How does that make sense? Every day by day, like I say, Tinubu, they gather more fans. Some people are going to come on this comment section now to insult Peter Obi for saying the exact truth. I think we enjoy the suffer. As the suffer they come, as the hardship they come, Tinubu is getting more fans. A lot of comments are beginning to favor him. Right? How can we have a country where we cannot pay 70,000 naira minimum wage, but we have billions to buy cars for House of Rep members and senators, and nobody can challenge it? Nobody can take the government to court. If you take the government to court, even if they lose, they can decide not to obey the court judgment. These days, now they even get the court. And they talk yesterday, saying PDP governors from go court, go challenge the decision of the president to suspend the governor of Rivers State. Some people say, which court for this country? And I don't blame them, it's the truth. So we no longer have a judiciary we can trust. We no longer really have the freedom of speech. We are afraid. The court can release a man and the government will decide not to release him, just like in the case of Nnamdi Kanu. They can release a man in court immediately and DSS will arrest the person. This is no longer democracy. They tell you go and question your governors. The governor says, they're not born me where to even reach them and question them. You get where we talk for this social media now, they'll come knock my door. So now we have to tread carefully before we talk. This does not happen in democracy. I remember when one comedian in America, is it not Chris Rock, say, I want to knock Michelle Obama. He talk on stage with microphone. That's democracy. If you try and hear, talk him. You call yourself a comedian, talk on stage, say you want to knock president's wife. This is not democracy. We don't have the freedom that we're supposed to have in democracy. Democracy gives freedom to everybody. A balanced system of government. Money is being shared properly so that the old will survive, the young will survive, the jobless will survive. In Nigeria today, if you are old now, you know. If you are jobless now, you know. If you are young, government wants to use you. This is not democracy. This is a using government. Using everybody. Democracy, whether they do elections, some people say, yeah, Shukudi, if you no go vote for us, sit down in your house. That's not democracy. During the last election, they were checking people's names in some polling units. If your name is Ebo Chinedu. Today in Lagos State, if you buy land and you want to do CFO and your name na Ebo name, God help you. This is no longer democracy. You have some people tell some people this is our land, and you are supposed to be everybody's land. When we talk, they'll say, can I come to your land and do this? The mall in Warri and Asaba today is owned by Yoruba man. I think even the one in Owerri too. One of the biggest clubs in Asaba today is owned by Yoruba boy. I don't want to call the name. So tribalism has eaten our democracy, religion has eaten our democracy, greediness has eaten our democracy, wickedness has eaten our democracy. This is no longer democracy. But many of us did not witness military government to understand that we are going back to military government gradually.